Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is April the 11th, 2001. Oh, 2011, sorry. Lost track of my time there for a while. Skipped 10 years. I must have been sleeping. It looks like we didn't have the volcano erupt and Japan to sink into the sea today, which is wonderful news. So that means it was stopped for whatever reason. Whoever stopped it, I don't know. As I posted on the blog, if you haven't read the blog, if you've only watched the videos, I did post on there some links to UFOs flying over some of the volcanoes there, that they could have possibly stopped it. I'm hoping so. And also, one of the HARP facilities was offline, the Alaska one. There's at least 13 that I discovered. I didn't discover them. I mean, they were out there on the internet, but you know, there may be some others that I didn't see, but there's at least 13 of them. So the Alaska one's offline, but so that's a good thing. So nothing bad happened. That's really good news. I think there was an earthquake. Someone had posted, but you know, I didn't hear anything about it here on the mainstream news here. Or if it was, it went by too quickly. They must have just suppressed it. But someone posted here on my YouTube page that there was a earthquake today, which was, let's see, what did they say it was? A 7.1 hits Japan today. And I couldn't find a lot of news or anything about it. I did see it scroll through the bottom of the page on TV, but so I guess they suppressed that as not being significant, I guess. But anyway, to the charts here. Basically, we have now had 1, 2, 3 down days in a row, and I don't know if you count these or not. That was a up day, but really a down day, because it closed higher than the previous day, so it wasn't technically a down day, but still very, very bearish, all of those. So, and we just basically count these 3 right here. We've got 3 down days. And you look here at some of the past, and we've had 1, 2, 3 down days before we had a long topping tail. It doesn't look like we got a topping tail. I'm sorry, a bottoming tail right here. Same thing with this, 1, 2, 3 down days. And so having 3 down days, that kind of leads you to believe, let's see, we'll go over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 down days. So it leads you to believe there's a decent chance for it to close positive tomorrow. So possibly it opens down in the morning and then reverses back and closes positive to break this move down. However, if it does close negative tomorrow, if it ends up closing completely negative, that'd be 4 down days in a row. I think at that point it would probably pause, and they'll have an up day or two, especially this being OPEC's expiring this Friday, or actually Thursday, because I think Friday's closed. So you're going to expect them to try to pin the market somewhere. I think they're wiping out the call holders now, and they'll wipe out the put holders when they rally it back for some type of wave 2 back, if this is a wave 1 down. So we should expect that. And so that kind of leads you to believe tomorrow could be either or. Could be the start of the positive day, or it could simply be the last down day and possibly hit this 13-14 area here on the 50-day moving average, which in the after hours it's already been hit. The ES has already sold off 6 points right now as I'm looking at it, and it's down to 13.13, so it's already hit this. So it could easily hit this in the morning, maybe pierce on through, go down here to this 1300 area, and you know, maybe even pierce that, but I would expect to bounce somewhere in that area. And then whether it closes positive or negative, I don't know, but I think this is probably going to be the last down day with the last down move after 1, 2, 3, 4 before we have a decent little bounce back up. How far it goes back up, I don't know. Not at that point yet. So I don't know. We are rolling over. It is negative looking, but again, I do think that after a flush out, maybe down to this area here, this 1305 area, there's some support there. So, and support right here, the same thing. You see here, 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 draw you a line across. That looks fairly significant. So that's a possible flush out move, and then back up, and then back up Wednesday and Thursday to put in our wave 2 back up. That would leave the following week, Monday, Tuesday of the following week, to complete that wave 2 up and to roll over on a wave 3 down. Now, that begs the question, are we going to go up there to that fake print of 13 or 138.86 on the SPY or not? Don't know. Can't answer that. I think it will maybe at some point, but it might be later this year. There's no point. There's no way of knowing for sure when it's going to happen. Could very well be later this year, so we don't know for sure. But at this point, I am looking for like at least a 1, a 2, a 3 move down. At least a 3. Could be a 5 move down, a 5 wave down. We just have to wait and see. But you can see this 60-minute chart. It is basically, you draw a line here on the full stochastics and kind of draw you one here. It's coming down in a wedge, and you're going to expect a wave 2 breakout on it at some point. That's why I'm leaning towards an opening gap down and a little bit of selling in the morning, and then start to a recovery at some point tomorrow and to go back up. And so this could go down. Depends on when the recovery starts. It could go down to -2, -5. It just depends. I don't know what point they're going to reverse it, but I'm just speculating that somewhere around this 1305 area looks to be a good spot for them to turn it and go back up, because there's some support there. So, and then here on this as well, you can see it as well. This 1300 area, it would be piercing this 1314 on the 50-day moving average, but that's already pierced. Like I said, that's already pierced right now in the after hours. So I do expect that to just cut right on through that. Could we go on down here to this 1280 area? Yeah, but I don't think it's going to tomorrow. The volume's just really light, so it looks very technical. It's just very strange to see the volume on these moves. It's like nobody's really selling. It's just a technical sell-off. So they are in full control of this. So at any time they will put the bull horns on and just ram this market right higher at any given time. But for right now, they're selling off, and even if it's on light volume. So we don't have any big moves down tomorrow. But if we have a nice volume down day tomorrow, then it could be a flush out, and then they'll have a wave 2 up into the rest of the week to close out the options expiration. Now, as far as 30-minute chart, as you can see, it wants to curl back up, but it's tried and failed and barely gets above 0. It's done it many times here, and that clearly tells you that we have at least a temporary top right now. Then again, the same thing here on this. You can continue down a little bit further before it cycles back. You could easily expect it to go to -5 if we continue down, especially on a flush out. It might be -7.5 right down here. And on this, it should go up and cycle back down and do the same thing, kind of give us a wedge for it to break out, a bullish wedge, bullish falling wedge on that. We are clearly in bear territory right now. You can also see it on the RSI right here. We are below 50, not quite below 30 yet, but we're below 50. So it's just it's a tough one to do because it's so light volume. You want to see that volume pick up on it, but so it was actually a boring day, even though it did just slowly went down. I mean, it's like the elevator was just stuck in slow-mo mode, I guess. Here on the 15, this obviously indicates that early morning push down would bury this below -2 pretty quickly, and should immediately, I would think, immediately reverse after the first 10 or 15. I mean, after the first 15 or 15 minutes or so. Just right in the very beginning, the first half an hour, we should see this thing bottom out and start its reversal back up. I would think, if it gaps down tomorrow morning like it's looking like it wants to do, considering we're already down here in this area here roughly already. So so that's the 15, and same thing here on this one. Obviously it'll just completely roll over and bury itself, but that's the 5-minute chart. But one thing I did want to show you here, going into next week, the 19th seems to be a very, very significant date, and I'm going to put this video up here on the website here, but definitely, you should definitely watch this. And it was sent to me by a YouTube viewer who, I don't know if they read the blog or not, but they sent me this video, and it is very, very interesting how it talks about the ritual of the 19th that is coming for next week. So I'll put this on the blog for you to watch, so go to the blog and watch it. And the 19th, obviously, if this does go down here, do flush out, come back up into Monday of next week for a wave 2. The 19th is a Tuesday. That leaves you a nice wave 3 to come down here and really get ugly. So down just like that. And that obviously would be a failed inverse head and shoulders, putting in a right shoulder here. While I still think that we should put in a right shoulder, with all this negativity going on in the market, that with the stuff, you know, with Japan and possible war and all the Illuminati numbers popping up for the 11th and now the 19th and all this stuff, it begs to make you wonder that if we haven't already put in the high or not. I don't know. There's still the possibility of us doing the inverse head and shoulders, with that being the left shoulder, that being the head, this being an inverse, you know, the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulders, or it could just continue straight on down. We just don't know. It could be a 1, 2, and 3. You know, I don't know how far it goes, but if it does, it should certainly take that out and probably go down here to the 1200, or let's see, that is 1202 right now, 1200 area on the 200-day moving average. Of course, by the time we get down there, it should move up. Let's see, I would estimate it should move up to about 1220, 1215 by the time that happens. So again, you go down, that would indicate a brief dip here, negative, and then maybe next week put in another one for a negative divergence, what I'd said earlier. If it depends on how far, if we dip negative or not. I don't know if we just go flat line and then kind of pop it back up for the wave 2 and then down. I just don't think it's ready to go just yet. I think they will pop it back up and then roll it over, and that is what it's looking to be like into next week. So I'll keep this video short. Basically, the only thing I'm looking for here is, like I said, a probable gap down in the morning, and that to probably flush everybody out, and then a slow rise the rest of the day to possibly put it in with a positive day, or still down. But I think it will be the last day before a significant bounce into the end of the week for options expiration. So I think bears will probably want to exit at some point in the morning tomorrow. You have to look at the charts, obviously, but sometime in the morning, I think, because possibly in the afternoon they'll run this thing back up, and then as well on Thursday, or let's see, Wednesday and Thursday, and closed on Friday. So, you know, look for this to get buried. Look for this 60-minute chart to get buried. I mean, if it gets down here and gets to -5 and or -7.5, especially if it's -10. I mean, that's really buried. You've seen what happened here. When you go back here and you look at this, you've seen that candle that was positive right there, and you've seen this right here at the same point at -10. If you see this again, you know that the bear move is done. You should exit, and it doesn't have to go to -10 on the full stochastics. I mean MACDs. I'm sorry. It could easily just stop right here on this one. Same thing, 7.5. That one there, 7.5. You go here and you look, and you see a nice down candle and then a huge reversal candle. At that point, you should have probably exited your shorts, and obviously you'd have seen it turning up anyway. It was pretty deep. So that's probably what we're going to have, is some really big, deep trough low like this, and this thing to get buried, and then for it to start curling up, and tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll look for that to top out and see where it goes. If it takes out this top, then we're going on up to that 138.86 print on the SPY. Again, it's about 1388 here. If it doesn't take it out, then I think it's just a wave 2. We got a wave 3 down next week coming. So that's it, gang. Thanks a lot. See you guys later.